Hello and welcome. And in this video, we will be looking at English as Language 1 of the 21st January 2024 CTET paper. Let's dig in. So at the beginning, let me tell you that this is Code M of paper 2, Language 1. I would also like to, at the beginning, thank Shiksha, the website. I think from this is where question paper has been taken from. So since it is a CTET paper, I am just thanking them because you might see the name Shiksha coming up out here. So that is where I've got it from. So we'll start with question 91. It starts with the passage. And so we'll do the passages first. So identify the part of speech. I was transported to the time. So time is a noun. And so there are three nouns out here. This can get cut. And when I was around her age, so that would be an adverb of degree. So the answer is noun and adverb. 92, from the given anecdote, one can assume. So since the line says, when my daughter, hence we will say that it is mother and daughter. It could have been father and daughter, but well, it's mother and daughter. 93, to be transported in time means it means to recollect memories of the past. So, not travel backwards, just recollect memories of the past. That is what to be transported in time means. I was about to admonish him, and you can replace this with reprimand. Complete the word analogy. Cluster is a bunch, so we are looking at similar synonymous words. So puny will therefore be delicate. We look at 96. In para 1, according to the mother, it was not a good idea to. So she wanted to. It was so in para 1, it was not a good idea to raid the Ixara plant because it doesn't talk about sweet, not tasting or walking in the garden or walking along the pathway alone. That is not mentioned. To be dead tired, 97, does not mean. So it does not mean to feel refreshed. To be dead tired means to feel too tired to walk or exhausted or uh, completely exhausted. An assertion and reason. The child was excited to share a secret with her mother. So this is an assertion. So we know that is true. The mother was in disbelief and went down memory lane. This is also true, but according to me, the answer is both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation. So R, the reason is not explaining the assertion. It is not because it is because the child wanted to share some secret that the mother went down the memory lane. So according to me, it is both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. 99. Read the following sentences. So the writer is traumatized by memories of her childhood. No. Daughter's secret brings back nostalgic memories. Yes, this is correct. And the writer wants her child to be connected. So this is also true. So we want B and C are correct and A is incorrect, which is option number 4 out here. Next is the poem, which is about my tea is nearly ready. So I'll not read this out, but just so that you should know that here the word leery, we come to know he is a lamp lighter. Leery is a lamp lighter. So question 100. Why does the poet consider himself to be fortunate? So he has a light at night by the door and we can see it, for we are very lucky with a lamp before the door. So we know that the child feels lucky. Question 101. The phrase, the sun has left the sky. So it is evening time. Read the following sentences. The poet occasionally has a light outside. No, he always has. The poet wants to be a banker. This is not mentioned. The poet is fascinated by the lamplighter's profession. So this is correct. So we want where C is correct and A and B are incorrect. With reference to the poem, complete the word analogy. So Leary is a lamplighter. So the father, he is a banker. Identify the scheme in lines 5 and 8. Let's go to line 5 and 8, 5 to 8. So this is lines 5 to 8. So A, B, so C and B rhyme and do and you rhyme. So it is A, A, B, B. AABB. The poet looks at the lamplighter's profession with, so he looks at it with wonder. So with that, we finish with the comprehension. We are now moving on to the pedagogy. Malayalam spoken by a particular community in Kozhikode is slightly different from the Malayalam spoken by others in the same place. So this is the main crux word out here, because this makes it a social dialect of Malayalam. If it was a regional dialect of Malayalam, then it would have to be another place. So within the same place, if there is a difference in the way a language is spoken, it is a social dialect. It mostly is caused because of either the social strata is different or the economic strata is different. The following learning task was given to learners in different groups. What is the vocabulary learning activity? So the task is find words and phrases which relate to the following words. So this is thematic vocabulary. Another option could be word clusters, but word clusters, they are grouped semantically. So if I had a group of flowers, all rose, lotus, lily, all that, if it comes together, that would be a word cluster. This is more of a thematic vocabulary. That is how I am taking the answer to be. Question 108, the language we use for day-to-day face-to-face interaction. This is BICS, or basic interpersonal communication skills. We move on to question 109. A teacher at a secondary stage gives a text or short story and asks them to read and discuss the meanings and ideas of the text from the point of view of power and justice. So what does the teacher attempt? The teacher is developing critical language development, according to me. Many might feel that this is a literacy skill, but this is not a literacy skill. Literacy skill is to do with learning how to read. They are learning to analyze. This is not critical pedagogy, because we are looking at it from the point of view of the child. And higher order language skill, yes, definitely this is a higher order language skill, but the concept is what she's trying to develop is critical language development. So this, according to me, this is the answer I am going with. That is option number 3. But I would say that I would put this question in doubt until the official answer key comes up. I will not be sure. Procedural knowledge in the teaching and learning of grammar is knowing how to do something. So in a procedure, you know how to do something. You knowledge about the grammatical item, this will be declarative knowledge. Knowledge of the knowing the rules is again, you can always say I know the rules, but given the rules, are you able to solve a grammar translation thing? But knowing the rules, are you able to do something? You might know what is an adverb, but were you able to identify the adverb? That's the procedural knowledge. And knowing the language and its culture is not to do with procedural knowledge. So knowing how to do the grammatical item is procedural knowledge. 111, a teacher of class 7 conducts a pair work activity in which pairs are given a story of 10 sentences. One pair will read, the other pair will write, then they will switch. So this is called mutual dictation. 112, which of the following is not true of sign language? It has many varieties. This is true. It is a natural language. This is true. It does not have grammar. This is wrong. It has grammar. So option 3, that is sign language does not have grammar. That is not true. Which one of the following is true of the 3 language formula? So mother tongue, home language, or regional language as the first language. 114, remedial teaching is for learners who need attention on certain aspects of language writing, language learning. So I will go with 1, because remedial teaching is for the learners. It is not for the teachers. So where learners and teachers are being put, I will not go with that. And it is definitely not for teachers alone. So I will go for remedial teaching, as it is for, who is it for? It is for the learners who need attention on certain aspects of language learning. 115, a method of teaching in which a teacher and 4 students, so they are doing it together, they form a collaborative learning group with different roles. So this is reciprocal learning. So when teachers and students learn from each other and they are creating, and it is also given a strategy by Vygotsky. So reciprocal learning. It is not grammar translation method, structural approach, or model reading, because that is not what is taking place. 116, a language teacher tells a story in English and asks learners to work in groups and tell the story in their known to them in the common language. So the second language, what is this pedagogical strategy known as? So what is this pedagogical strategy known as? It is not language acquisition. I'm a little doubtful about this. So it will be either translanguaging, which is also a pedagogical strategy where you use all the languages known by the learner, or it could be multi-language teaching, although that's doubtful. It is not a multilingual policy. It's not a, so they're asking for the strategy, so you can't say it's a policy. So these two are definitely out, but between 1 and 3, I am going with translanguaging. 117, a learner reads through the news items in the newspaper to know specific information. So when we are looking at specific information, we are scanning. So you scan and you just pick up the information that you want. So what is interlingual identification? So interlingual identification is when a learner's judgment that something in the native language, that is his L1, some sounds of L1 are matching with his L2 language. So something in the target language, they are similar. It could be a sound, it could be a word. So that is interlingual identification. 190, Priya is a class 6 learner who moves from Jalandhar in Punjab to Madurai in Tamil Nadu. As her father has been transferred, she knows Punjabi as her mother tongue. So she has mother tongue. English, she has studied in her second language in school. She is able to speak and read Tamil from her neighbors. Which one of the following statement is true? So her Punjabi and Tamil will come under language acquisition because she has acquired it from the environment, and English will come under language learning. Last question, 120, which of the following is not the purpose of extensive reading? So reading for learning grammar is not a part of or purpose of extensive reading. We do learn to appreciate, we read for pleasure, and it will help us in extrapolation, that is to understand somebody else's point of view. So with that, we come to the end of English as Language 1. Now this was code M, and as far as I understand it, all the questions in all the codes are the same. But in case there are any questions which were different or you have got it different, do put it in the comments below along with the code of the paper that you have got. So thank you for watching.